Recorded November 29th, 2012. This is the 2012 Harriman Christmas Parade.
We want to thank you for joining us tonight for the Harriman Christmas Parade. I think, Corey, we're going to see a lot of nice floats, a lot of antique cars, might even see Santa Claus.
Yeah, you can't forget the marching bands, the fire trucks, the police cars, all the candy being thrown out. It's just that time of year when Christmas comes around.
It's a fantastic time, and we really appreciate the folks who volunteered to put this parade on for all of Roane County, actually. It's called the Harriman Christmas Parade, but it's for everybody, and there'll be several other communities participating in the parade tonight. We'll have people here from Rockwood, we'll have people here from Kingston, we even have some, I think some people from Oliver Springs who will be joining us for the annual Harriman Christmas Parade.
Yeah, I'm Corey Reed alongside Ken Minott, and I believe I hear the parade coming this way right now. I remember these parades as a kid. It was kind of like Halloween all over again. You know, you still got some free candy.
Yep. We've got a good crowd here tonight. I'm impressed by the number of people who have turned out for this parade.
I agree, especially with the weather. You know, it's not too cold. It's kind of almost just right. I like the cold weather.
I like the cold weather too, as long as there's a nice warm fire going in the fireplace. And,
yeah.
This first unit here is Mayor Chris Mason. He and his family, Shasta, Kendall, and Addison.
Looks like he's followed by some very nice police. Looks like a new police vehicle.
It's a lately model. That's one of the detectives' cars.
It's always good to see the City of Harriman Police Department participate in the parade.
They do a good job. I think Randy Howard has a pretty good department here.
I think the kids like it too. The blue lights and the siren.
Yeah. This next unit here is our sheriff. This is Sheriff Jack Stockton in Roane County. Right behind him is Captain Tim Hahn, the Roane County Sheriff's Office.
It's good to see them out supporting the community as well by being in the Harriman Parade.
The next car there is one of our school resource officers. That's Steve Sanders, who is a resource officer at Oliver Springs High School. Right behind him is another resource officer. I can't really see. The flashing lights, kind of hard to see who's driving. That'll be John French. He is the resource officer at Harriman High School.
Okay.
Then the rescue squad.
That's a great thing the rescue squad does.
Those guys do a great job, and it would be less of a pleasant place to live if they weren't around to do what they do. And if you're in trouble, they can take care of you.
Mm-hmm. Those are some people to be thankful for. I believe we've got a little gap here.
Little break in the action.
Yeah.
People are kind of crowded out in front of us there. We can't really see what's coming up. That's another unit of the rescue squad.
Yeah.
We have some of the fans of the parade here giving us some instructions on how to handle this crowd.
Here's another vehicle from the Roane County Rescue Squad. Merry Christmas to them. We thank them for coming out.
Yeah, they say don't wait. Be a rescue volunteer. Make a difference. Help your family, friends, and neighbors in their time of need. Join the Roane County Rescue Squad. They meet on Monday nights at 7 o'clock at the Midtown Rescue Squad station.
Here we still have the Roane County Rescue Squad behind us. Merry Christmas to them.
It takes a lot of volunteers, a lot of manpower to operate the rescue squad. And if you can help them out by making a donation, because these vehicles they're driving here tonight are not cheap. They're expensive pieces of equipment.
I believe they have a couple of little helpers with them tonight, doing some announcements over the. Oh, I hear the fire trucks coming. You know, you are right, Ken. There really is a good crowd here tonight. I'm very impressed, especially with the weather.
I was going to mention the captain of the rescue squad, but we didn't get a note on them. Our next unit is the South Roane County Volunteer Fire Department. And right behind them is the hazmat equipment. Howie Rose directs the Roane County Office of Emergency Services.
If I'm not mistaken, that's actually Greg Floyd driving the hazmat truck for Roane County.
Next fire unit is the Midtown Volunteer Fire Department. And following them is the City of Kingston.
For those of you at home right now, it's a little loud here in downtown Harriman as they're coming through.
These units that are passing in front of us now are another example of the expense that these volunteer fire departments and city fire departments have to go through in order to protect our citizens.
Here we have the Blair Volunteer Fire Department, and they would like to wish everyone a safe and Merry Christmas and a safe and Happy New Year as well. Merry Christmas to them and a Happy New Year. They look like they also have some helpers in the back there.
Yeah, the kids always get a kick out of this parade. They get to ride in these fire trucks and toss out candy to everybody.
Oh, yeah.
I noticed nobody's tossed any candy our way, though. The Blair Fire Department is followed by Rockwood and their ladder unit. These guys do a good job. I know several of the guys at the Rockwood Fire Department.
They do a good job, and they're very, very helpful, and some people that you can really be thankful for.
Here's our newly elected state representative, Kent Calfee, as he comes by. Wishing everybody a Merry Christmas and looking dapper in his overcoat there.
Oh, yes, I agree. He's representative for the 32nd District, Roane and Lenoir City.
Right behind him is our county executive, Ron Woody.
We wish them a Merry Christmas and thank them for coming out tonight.
He was.
I thought we were going to get some candy our way. It looked a little close there.
Here is County Commissioner Randy Ellis, who is our 2nd District representative, who represents the city of Harriman.
And he
His
also
son in the back seat.
Oh, yep. He looks like he's having a good time. And Randy Ellis also represents Midtown, Emory Heights, and he's the director of Hooray for Harriman.
Yep. And Swan, he also has part of Swan Pond too.
Oh, okay.
Here's our newly elected road supervisor for Roane County, Dennis Ferguson, former state representative.
Looks like he's being chauffeured around by Tony Brown.
Tony is his second in command at the road highway department.
Coming up behind Dennis, we have Sharon Brackett.
She's our registrar of deeds for Roane County. She operates a good office for the citizens. Next is Wilma Ebland, the Roane County trustee, takes care of all the money. Does a fine job.
We wish her a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Coming up next is the color guard for Bowers Elementary School in Harriman.
And these are grades 3 through 5 are eligible at Bowers Elementary, and it's part of the after-school program. And they look like they're having a good time, and they look fantastic.
They do a good job. They present colors at different functions throughout. Here's our Grand Marshal, Buddy Bowers, and his wife Kay. Tell you a little bit about Buddy. Buddy's a sixth-generation Roane County and the son and grandson of educators. Raymond Bowers Elementary School in South Harriman was named after his father, where he was principal for over 30 years before his death in 1967. He graduated from South Harriman High School, completed 2 years at Georgia Tech, additional pre-law work at Georgia State, and received an undergraduate degree at Emory University in Atlanta. Continuing at the Emory University Law School, he received several academic awards and was an honored graduate. Doctor of Jurisprudence with distinction. He was licensed to practice law in the state of Georgia and Tennessee, and served as a law partner with J. Pope Cooley and Bill Newcomb. Then for 30 years he was a corporate attorney and general contract attorney for the government nuclear facilities in Oak Ridge. Retired in 1999 as Vice President and General Counsel of Lockheed Martin Energy Research Corporation, which operated the Department of Energy at that time.
Yeah, and we're glad to have him as the Grand Marshal, and we'd like to thank Jerry Duncan Ford for providing the car that he was riding in. And for those of you who just tuned in, that was the Bowers Cloggers, and they're an after-school program as well as the Bowers Color Guard.
And the Bowers dance team's coming up next.
I believe I see them dancing down the street, Kim.
Yep.
They look to be having a good time, especially in the cold weather. We'd like to thank them for coming out tonight and wish all of them and their families a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Bowers dance team being chaperoned tonight by Roy Fisher and his wife.
And behind the Bowers dance team, I believe we have Mount Calvary Baptist Church.
Mount Calvary Baptist Church, where I believe Will Googe is the pastor there.
I believe you're correct, Ken. They have a nice little float out with, looks like a nativity scene.
And here's the Harriman High School Band, the Rhapsody in Blue Band.
Glad to have them out. here comes the color guard, bringing up the rear.
And the Blue Devils mascot.
The Harriman Christmas Parade wouldn't be complete without that, would it, Ken?
No, you gotta have the Blue Devil around.
If you're just tuning in with us, we're at the Harriman Christmas Parade for 2012 in downtown Harriman. I'm Corey Reed.
And Ken Minot. Enjoying things. This is the equipment trailer for the Harriman High School Band.
We have the Rhapsody in Blue Band logo on the side of the trailer. Looks really good.
Who we got coming up next? Quality Healthcare, is that it?
I believe so. Quality Home Health.
Home Health. These folks do a great job for people who can't get out and visit the doctor. They come and bring the medical care to them.
That's a great service they do. We wish them a Merry Christmas. And coming up behind Quality Home Health, I believe we have K&O Towing. And I must say, I saw their float or trailer or whatever they would like to call it at Kingston, and it is very entertaining, Ken.
Yes, it's an interesting play on. I watched the Kingston Parade, and when they came by, I told my wife, I said, it's the first time I'd seen them use whitetails as Santa's reindeer.
Yeah. And they're also wishing a Merry Christmas from Wartburg Speedway. They look like they've got a good crowd out on their float tonight. Next we have, in loving memory of their daughter Jennifer Nicole Stillman, and Jennifer was actually killed in a car accident by a drunk driver a couple of years ago.
Yeah, they're reminding us not to drink and drive, which is a good idea.
That is a good idea. Please don't drink and drive.
Cheerleading squad for Harriman, I guess, middle school. Next we have the All-Star Promotions vehicle, tossing out T-shirts from All-Star Promotions.
Oh, wow. I don't know if that or the candy is better. All-Star Promotions is also a screen print. They do screen printing, signs, banners, and sports apparel, and their store is out of Midtown. We would like to add a little something about the Harriman Rhapsody and Blue Band that we missed. They received superior ratings at the Clinch River Marching Festival and at the Stone Memorial Invitational and the U.S. Band State Championship.
They always do a great job in these competitions. They get superior in just about every competition they enter. Got a big break here.
I believe so.
Somebody has broken down up there. And
well, we wish them the best.
A little more information on the Grand Marshal of the parade. Buddy Bowers, actually is Edgar Buddy Bowers, but everybody knows him as Buddy. Since they returned to Roane County after law school, Buddy has been involved in numerous and diverse civic and service, historical and political and government activities. A representative listing would include membership in governing bodies of the former Daniel Arthur Rehabilitation Center in Oak Ridge, the 9 Counties One Vision Roane County Cancer Crusade, the Cancer Society of Harriman, the Harriman JCs, and the Roane County United Way. In 1969, he was named Harriman's Outstanding Young Man of the Year and listed in the Outstanding Young Men of America that was published that year. He was an early graduate in 1989 of the leadership of Roane County and now serves on that board of directors for the Roane County Chamber of Commerce. Currently, he's serving as the board's vice chairman for government relations. In 2010, Buddy received the Chamber's prestigious Distinguished Service Government Relations Award. And past president of the Kingston Rotary Club, he led efforts to form the Rotary Council for Roane County, through which the Rotary Clubs of Harriman, Kingston, and Rockwood have cooperated in a county-wide community service activities. He presently serves as vice chairman of the Harriman Utility Board, and I'm proud to say I served on that board with Buddy for a while. He played a key role in both the Roane County Historical Society, serving as their president, and the Roane County Heritage Commission. He served as a governor's representative on the Tennessee Historical Commission, where he was active in forming what is now the Tennessee Civil War Preservation Association. He has a keen interest in the Civil War and has lectured on various Civil War subjects to several organizations. This year he was an honoree at the Roane Heritage Commission's annual Old Courthouse Gala in recognition of his contributions to local history.
Yeah, and right as we're coming out of the break here, it looks like we have Harriman Care and Rehabilitation Center. And their facility vehicle is decorated, and I must say it looks pretty nice.
Yes, it does. They're located in North Harriman on, geez, I forgot the road.
We'd like to take this time to once again thank our sponsors for tonight. Randy Ellis, Kenyon and Buffy Me, and Lacey Me are the parade directors. The Harriman Street Department, Harriman Fire Department, the Harriman Police Department, and Explorers and VIPs. Jerry Duncan Ford for providing the Grand Marshal car for Buddy Bowers, and Ed and Mary DeAlessandro.
Have you ever met the DeAlessandros?
I have not.
Well, you're in for a treat. They are a great couple and volunteer for a lot of things in the city of Harriman. We really appreciate Ed and Mary Ann.
And we just had the Ace Demolition Company drive by. And I believe they had their granddaughters with them in the car.
Lee Village Baptist Church.
A Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to my good friend Josie. Had some classes with her at Roane State last year. Here comes Lee Village's float. Every good and perfect gift is from above.
Talking about Lee Village, I've attended services there on a couple of occasions and thoroughly enjoyed it. The American Red Cross is up next. These guys do a fantastic job where disaster strikes. They go in and help out. If you can make a contribution to them, you'll be helping more than just our community. You'll be helping a lot of other communities. I think a group of our people went to New York after the Sandy storm. This is the Roger Daniels Trucking Company and a brand new 2012 Mack truck, dump truck.
Boy, that looks nice. Bet that's a great addition.
A couple of years, it won't look like that, though.
Oh, I'd say a couple of months. Well, it appears we have another break again in the parade. If you're just tuning in, I'm Corey Reed alongside Ken Minot, and we're here on behalf of Channel 15 and Channel 12 for the Harriman Christmas Parade in 2012 in downtown Harriman. I can't tell what's coming up next, Ken.
I can't see it either. But it's a float of some sort. I can see that much. See the lights from here.
I think I actually see some horses up at the front.
There were several. Oh, this is the carriage, yes.
Actually, that was one horse.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas to them and a Happy New Year.
Y'all running them cameras on remote.
And here we have the Bridget Rockwood Serenity Healthcare. And they're a nursing and rehabilitation facility specializing in Alzheimer's and dementia care. Here is their facility vehicle coming up after the float, entitled The Aromas of Christmas.
If you've never been to the bridge, you need to go by and visit with them. That's a good organization. Golston's Wrecker Service. Bill Golston has operated wrecker service in Harriman for years.
Boy, I bet the heat in those vehicles feels good. Still have Goldston's coming down the parade route here. Next, it looks like we have beginning to end events. And they will add the sparkle to your event. They will be presenting caroling around the trees December 15th at the Princess.
That should be a great show.
We'd also like to remind viewers that the Princess does feature shows.
There's one tomorrow night, isn't there?
I believe so.
Friday night.
It's very nice on the inside, and if you haven't seen it yet, I encourage you to do so.
They did a great job in the restoration of the theater. Looks like it did in 1939. Has an Art Deco motif. Didn't know I knew those big words, did you?
And the home rentals group just passed by, and they were in their single box truck. And once again, I believe we're at another break in the parade. We'd like to thank again Channel 15 and Channel 12 for the broadcast tonight. We wish everyone listening a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and a safe holiday season as well. I believe I hear the Roane County High School Band.
Sounds like it. They do a great job as well. They're a big band, too.
Yes, they are. As a former band member.
At Roane County High?
Yep, yes, sir.
They do a fantastic job.
Yeah, I'm used to these parades. I enjoyed them as a kid, and then as I got older, I was able to experience being in them with the band. I believe the tune they play is "Here We Come a Wassailing."
You know what a wassailing is?
Not really.
I believe the wassail was a drink that they served in England.
Wasn't it kind of like a hot apple cider?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I believe Roane County band's getting just a little bit closer. Before they get here and we take time to listen to what they're playing, Roane County High School Band is a very prestigious and award-winning band out of Roane County High School in Kingston. They place well in competitions all the time. They've played at the TMEA conference in Nashville, Tennessee. They always have students who place in Junior Clinic in Cleveland, Tennessee. And also they have students who placed in All-State East Clinic in Gatlinburg. As you can see now, here's the color guard.
I believe they call that the flag corps, don't they?
Yes. Kind of like tomato. Flag corps, drum corps, color guard.
Yeah. The color guard usually has the United States flag in it. You know who the director of the band is, don't you?
Zach Williamson.
Zach Williamson. Just happens to be an old Harriman boy.
Oh, yes, yeah. His dad, wasn't it Willie? His dad Willie?
Uncle Willie, yeah. He was the director for a number of years
at Harriman High School.
School.
And here's Roane County High School drum major, Katie Wattenbarger. And there's Zach Williamson, the director.
There's Zach.
We have the trumpets up front. And let's just take a pause to listen what they have to play for us. Shout out to my brother right there. It's good to see him out supporting the community by playing for the band.
Keeping it in the family. I believe you were right about the song. Here we come a wassailing.
Then in the back we have the Roane County High School band's trailer. I know the inside of that trailer in and out like the back of my hand.
A good-sized trailer.
They're actually getting a grant for a new band room to be built, and if what I've heard right, it'll cost around $800,000.
That doesn't surprise me.
And I believe that's part of the band behind it too.
Next we have coming up is Extreme Cuts. Lawn Care.
I must say I'm thankful that it's cold enough that I don't have to be mowing the yard this time of the year.
If you saw that come by and you didn't know it was lawn care, what would you think it was?
A new twist on getting a haircut is what I would say, Ken.
As a matter of fact, that's what I thought it was when
I did too.
First came up.
I did too. We just had the Relay for Life for Roane County passes, and they're the American Cancer Society Relay for Life represents our hope that those lost to cancer will not be forgotten. And we were actually talking about registering for the race at Roane State Community College coming up on Friday, April 19th, 6:30 p.m. at Roane State Community College.
Just had Central City Heat and Air, Paul Woodward, come by in his truck. In fact, a couple of his trucks.
Wish him and his family and his staff a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
There's another vehicle from them. Margaret Johnson riding in that.
Oh, Central City Heat and Air.
Yeah, more trucks.
I believe that's Paul right there.
Yep, it is. And we got a taco coming down the street.
Oh, yes, that's the Taco Bell mascot.
What do they call him?
Taco Man?
Taco Man?
And behind the Taco Man from Taco Bell, I believe we have Three Rivers Antique, Tractor and Engine Club from Roane County.
These guys put on a great show every year at Roane State. It's amazing at the machines that they get rebuilt and refurbished. Here's Peggy Ann's Wrecker Service out of Rockwood. Been around for many, many years. When I was growing up, they were operating out of Rockwood. And that was back before the interstate, when trucks came down Highway 70. You go down Highway 79, you wonder how trucks operated on them.
Looks like their blue truck's having a good time blowing that horn. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year to them.
Blue Thunder.
I think that's a fitting name.
Yep. Here's the Harriman United Methodist Church. Located one block up the street from us here.
And their theme for this year is Jesus is Born.
Open doors, open hearts, open minds.
Looks like they have quite the crowd on their float.
Got an Ethra coming up. These guys do a great job in transporting the elderly and disabled to their different doctor's appointments.
And for those of you not aware, ETHRA stands for the East Tennessee Human Resource Agency, and they cover 16 counties in East Tennessee. You can see these vehicles about everywhere in Roane County.
Yep. I don't know that it still is. It used to be, their office used to be located at Pond Gap in Rockwood. Now we've got a Cub Scout pack coming up, Pack 103.
I believe they're out of Harriman. Cub Scouts, Boy Scouts. Boy Scouts of America as a whole is a great organization for young men.
They do a lot of good for young guys. Teach them a lot of important life skills.
As a former scout, I highly recommend joining a local troop. It's a lot of fun.
A good friend of mine used to be the ranger at Camp Buck Tom's.
Oh.
He just retired this past year and moved down to Sparta.
Was it Ranger Dave by any chance?
Yes, that's who it was. Ranger Dave.
I've had my fair share of summer weeks at Camp Buck Tom's over the years. we'd like to thank everybody again for tuning in to the 2012 Harriman Christmas Parade in downtown Harriman. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Another Cub Scout unit.
We still haven't had any candy thrown our way, Ken.
Well, we probably don't need it.
Oh, and here's Rocky Top General Store.
Yeah, David Webb.
Josh and Sabrina Hensley, some fellow members of mine from church.
And here comes the 2012 Miss Tennessee Poke Salad. It's Cassie Perkins from Sunbright. She's being driven by Herbert Blaylock in a 1954 Chevy convertible. 1953 Chevy convertible. This will be the last Tennessee Miss Poke Salad. The festival and pageant has been retired.
Wow.
So
you know,
that's a historic moment right there.
I believe Cassie is actually a student at Roane State, if I'm not mistaken.
It says she's from Sunbright, so she could very well be a.
I want to think I have a class with her. That's. Here we are with another break again in the parade. Take this time to thank our sponsors, Randy Ellis, Kenyon and Buffy Me, and Lacey Me, and those are our parade directors. The Harriman Street and Fire Department, also the Harriman Police Department and Explorers and VIPs. Jerry Duncan Ford for providing the Grand Marshal car for our Grand Marshal Buddy Bowers, and also Ed and Mary De Alessandro.
You will see Ed and Mary later on tonight. You get a chance, I'll introduce you to them.
Okay. I keep waiting on the antique cars.
They're coming up. The Walden's Ridge Antique Car Club, been in operation here for years. Have a lot of beautiful old cars that, as a matter of fact, one of their members is standing right beside us here, Doc Mullins. Doc has an old, I believe it's 38, 39 Plymouth. A beautiful car.
Wow, looks like we have a monster truck coming up here.
It's a beautiful truck.
Oh, they're throwing out beads. It's a new twist on candy.
Renaissance Terrace Health and Rehabilitation Center, located in Rockwood.
And I believe their float theme this year is Santa's Workshop. Merry Christmas to them and a Happy New Year. And I believe next is the Southeastern Clogging Company out of Kingston, Tennessee, I believe. I believe they're out of Kingston.
They are. Dancing down the street.
We wish them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Wow, that's a very nice looking Jeep Wrangler from Max Auto Glass.
That's out of Rockwood as well.
And Max is an installation used for auto glass and auto accessories.
We want to say we appreciate the entire Roane County community participating in the Harriman Christmas Parade. There's Wendy's float, and Wendy.
Yeah, it looks like Wendy decided to pay us a visit this year.
Here's one of your old cars from Walden's Ridge, American Antique Car Club or Association. Lynn Jackson. It's like an old Chevrolet. A 1957 Ford Thunderbird. That was the car that I dreamed about when I was in high school.
Oh, and that's there's James and Georgie Cooley, good family friends of mine, and also my neighbors.
Wow. Simply Sweet Bakery. They're sporting a 1932, I believe, 5-window coupe. Excuse me. You know what that is?
Ken, I'm not very skilled in the auto industry.
That's about a 61 or 62 Chevrolet Corvair. There's a 1958 Chevy. And that's probably a 30 or 31 Ford.
They're participating just like me and you. They don't have they've got the top down, no heat.
Yep. You can hear the rumble there. That's a Chevy Nova, I believe.
Boy, those are some good-looking cars. They take very good care of them, too.
Put a lot of money into these vehicles. A rat rod.
Looks like this one's called the Stray Dog. Looks like we've got Frosty the Snowman on the hood of the next car.
Yeah. I believe we have that one down on our list. That's a 39 Dodge Coupe. Here's J.D. Williams in his Mustang. He's a World War II veteran, highly decorated in World War II.
We'd like to thank him, all the veterans, and those serving in the military right now for their service. Wish them a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas as well.
Never meet a finer gentleman than J.D. He's a super guy. I've just been informed that we've got well over 2,500 people in attendance here tonight.
Wow, that's great. Coming up next, looks like we have Roane County Executive welcoming Volkswagen.
Yeah. This is a good friend of mine here. This is Keith Howell and his wife Dee Dee and their granddaughter Bailey.
I believe Volkswagen is actually opening up a facility in Roane County, correct?
They are in the new industrial park distribution center. As a matter of fact, the reason that sign was on the side of it there is County Executive Ron Woody rode down to the groundbreaking at the Volkswagen facility in that vehicle. the people from Volkswagen were quite impressed with that. This is a 1962 Corvair convertible driven by Benny Brown, who's a good friend of ours.
Now, I'd like to guess that must be an old Mustang.
That's probably 80s era Mustang. And here come the Shriners Crowns on their mini bikes.
The kids always enjoy the show from the Shriners and the go-karts.
Now we've got some on tractors. Shriners do a great job with their children's hospital. There's Ed, who's always a fixture with the Shriners.
You're right, Ken. The Shriners really do a great service.
Doesn't cost the kids anything when they get sick and need to go to the hospital. The Shriners take care of it.
We'd like to wish all of them a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year and thank them for what they do.
Here's the Harriman Fire Department's new rig. This is used in case of emergencies during events such as the parade here. If you get sick or get hurt, they can't get to you with one of the large ambulances, they'll bring that unit down and haul you to the hospital in that.
Always be prepared, as they say.
Yes. Here's Chief Brad Goss, the Harriman Fire Department.
Brad actually, I think, has 2 episodes on scenic back roads by mass communication students. One's on the noon whistle that goes off every day at 12 o'clock noon, and then the other, I believe, is on the fire department.
Yeah. Another one of the fire department's rescue units. And here we are with our horses.
Uh-oh, looks like we have a little mini horse here in the front.
Well, beautiful horse.
Here we have a horse and carriage.
Got the cleanup crew behind him there.
Oh. You know, that's the first time I've seen that. There's actually a new episode.
There's Kenyon and Buffy Me, and I'm not familiar with you. Randy Ellis's son in one of those units there.
And they're one of our parade directors.
Yes. They do a good job every year with this parade.
And here comes the Harriman Fire Rescue Department.
Mayor Chris Mason and Director Randy Ellis thanking us for doing the broadcast on the parade tonight. We appreciate those guys. I believe that's going to be about the end of the parade.
Yeah, and there's on the back of that fire engine, looks like they had a tribute to 9/11. It looked really good. Well, there's been a great crowd here tonight, Ken.
You know, as I said earlier, the mayor just gave me a note saying that there was better than 2,500 people in attendance here tonight for this parade. And we want to say thank you to everybody that participated and made it the event that it is. We really appreciate their participation and all the volunteers that took part in putting everything together to kick off this Christmas season.
Yeah, it looks like everybody had fun, and we'd like to thank our sponsors one last time. Randy Ellis, Kenyon and Buffy Me, and Lacey Me are the parade directors. The Harriman Street Fire Department, the Harriman Street and Fire Department, also the Harriman Police Department and Explorers and VIPs. Jerry Duncan Ford for providing the Grand Marshal car for Grand Marshal Buddy Bowers, and Ed and Mary De Alessandro. And we would like to close out with thanks for joining us for the 2012 Harriman Christmas Parade. Always lots of fun to see the marching bands and floats. The parade will be rebroadcast several times on Channel 15 as well as on Channel 12 BBB Communications between now and the end of the year. You'll also be able to watch it online on Channel 15's website, www.tv15.org, as well as Channel 15's Facebook and YouTube pages. Thanks for joining us for the 2012 Harriman Christmas Parade. I'm Corey Reed.
I'm Ken Monett. Thanks for watching.
Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.